All right, we have a third place Valkyrie deck profile. That's right. This is coming straight from Sebastianos Pasilidis. Oh god, I'm terrible with names, honestly. I think I've mispronounced more names than I can actually count. So for those of you that don't know, Valkyries actually just came out in the TCG, and they came out with the Alistair set. For those of you that don't know, whatever the hell it is, Shadows in Valhalla is the name of it. Now, so many people have been messing around with theories for this deck. I've seen Transmodify, seen a lot of Transmodify, and I think a lot of people said that it was going to be the end-all, be-all for this. Now, for this deck to get third place at a 26-man locals, I'm sure a lot of people are going to chalk this up as a, oh, it topped the locals, it's not good. No, we're here to look at the theory behind the deck, just take a look at it, explore it for your own playtesting. I'm definitely looking forward to abusing Mischief of the Time Goddess myself, actually. Now, keep in mind, this deck is not playing any of the Oracles. I originally wanted to play the Oracles as means of deck thinning. That does not appear to be the case here. He's strictly playing this build on the off chance of drop everything and go kill your opponent, make your key plays, and just do your thing. Like, that's all this is. So Mischief of the Time Goddess, neither player can activate cards or effects in response to this card's activation. Cannot be activated as Chain Link 2 or higher. Alright? At the end of the battle phase, if all monsters you control are Valkyrie, minimum 1, send this card to the graveyard. Also, immediately after this effect resolves, skip to the start of the battle phase of your next turn. If you do, you cannot activate Mischief of the Time Goddess until the end of that turn. So first off, they did us one huge favor here. They made it so that we could not drop 2 or 3 of these. And I'm fine with that, honestly. I think if we had been allowed to play multiple copies of this, it would have been a shit show. Let's call it what it is here, folks. We know how degenerate cards like this can be. So for the community to be limited to this, like, oh, no. Calm down. You get to skip ahead one whole turn, which is actually just fucking beautiful. I'm kind of curious on how they're going to rule this with end-of-match procedures if the card allows me to go to the next phase. I assume I'll be allowed to go to my next battle phase, but just interesting nonetheless here. So this deck does rely on Hecatrice and Valhalla. You are essentially playing 9 copies of Valhalla. Let that sink in for a moment here. Alright, Valhalla, once per turn you can special summon 1 fairy monster from your hand. You must control no monsters to activate and to resolve this effect. Alright, so you use this as your first Valhalla. The second Valhalla that we are attempting to use is Celestial Transformation. This special summons 1 fairy monster from her hand. That monster's attack is halved and it is also destroyed during the end phase. Well, what end phase, when we can just skip to our next battle phase? And of course, the best copy of Valhalla we actually have is Ride of the Valkyries. This card says special summon any number of Valkyrie monsters with different names from your hand. And if you do, special summon 3 or more monsters with this effect. You take no battle damage till the end of the next turn. Alright? During the end phase of the turn you activated this effect, shuffle all monsters you control into the deck. You banish this card from your graveyard to add 1 Mischief of the Time Goddess from your deck to your hand. You can only use the effect of Ride of this Valkyries once per turn. So literally, you drop this shit on the field, and then you go bada bing, bada boom, banish it from the graveyard, search for Mischief of the Time Goddess. If I've learned anything about this deck is just one giant OTK-centric deck. You just drop your load and go. Alright? And I could definitely see, especially in a localized environment here, uninteractive things, or even an open field for you to kind of just go in with your Valkyries and kill your opponent for no reason. Yeah, it's kind of crucial. Now, this deck does play hand traps. Things like Ash and Impermanence are going to be extremely key to you to make sure that you can get off things. Now, unfortunately, people know what you're doing. They might Ash or Hecatrice, so you might just be shit out of luck. Or they might even Ash or Ride of the Valkyries to not let you search for Time Goddess to OTK them. So there are things that your opponent can do to stop you from engaging in what your deck needs to do. Like I said, third place, even at a locals for this deck, yeah, that's no easy feat, considering, you know, you are playing Valkyrie. So, Anyway, on to the deck profile, shall we? We are playing 3 copies of Ash Blossom. I think this is extremely mandatory. You have to play some sort of hand traps in this deck. If you're not playing these, you're going to run into some sort of issues. Because, honestly, I think you want to go second with this deck more than anything. So, just my 2 cents, but you need to play these. We are playing 1 Fortune Chariot. So, this card is also treated as a Valkyrie card. So, once per turn, either target 1 fairy monster you control, equip this card to that target, or unequip this card and special summon it. If the equipped monster be destroyed by a battle or card effect, destroy this card instead. The equipped monster can attack directly, but when it does using this effect, the battle damage is halved. Just another Valkyrie card, honestly, being able to do its thing. Triple copies of Hecatrice. You need Valhalla. I cannot stress this enough. You need to make sure that you can get to what you need to do very easily. So, just my 2 cents. If you're not playing this, if you're going for more of the transmodify build, maybe, but you got to get those monsters on the field. Alright, the Valkyries themselves. We are playing 3 Brunhilde, coming in at a fierce 7 stars. Oh, God. So this thing is unaffected by your opponent's spell cards. Alright, so your opponent can't econ it. I don't know why they'd ever do that. Gains 500 attack for each monster your opponent controls. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can have this card lose exactly 1,000 defense. And if you do, your Valkyrie monsters cannot be destroyed by battle this turn. Built-in protection to your Valkyries. Interesting choice there. Then we have triple Valkyrie Drite. This card is normal, summoned, or special summoned. You can add 1 Valkyrie card from your deck to your hand except for Valkyrie Drite. You can only use this effect of Valkyrie Drite once per turn, and this gains 200 attack for each of your opponent's banished monsters. It's 1,000. There's not a lot going on for you here, but it is a Stratos, and if we've learned anything about Stratos-based cards in the past, they become extremely valuable as time goes on. Also, the fact that this is normal or special summon, you do have a couple of cute things that you can do with this. Searching for those key pieces once again. Next up, we have 3 Valkyrie Erste. So if this is special summon from your hand, buy a spell card, target 1 Mischief of the Time Goddess in your graveyard, and add it to your hand. If you control a Valkyrie monster other than Valkyrie Erste, quick effect, banish 1 monster from your opponent's graveyard, and then this card's attack becomes equal to the banished monster's original attack till the end of this turn. Of course, you can only use each effect of Valkyrie Erste once per turn. So, for some reason, if you find yourself with a Mischief of the Time Goddess in the graveyard, you do have the keepsake to add it back to your hand. If your opponent banishes a Key Link monster or something like that, you can take advantage of removing it to power up your Valkyrie Erste. And then, of course, 3 copies of Valkyrie Zweit. If this card is summoned, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls, destroy it. After damage calculation, if this card battled, target 1 continuous spell card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can only use each effect of Valkyrie Zweit once per turn. Unfortunately, we don't have many good continuous cards in our deck to want to recur, but we have a couple, I'm afraid. So, actually the Valkyries themselves kind of suck. But, I mean, hey, we have an OTK card, so fuck it. Rest of the spells, we have 2 copies of Called by the Grave. Once again, you need to make sure that your shit resolves. Triple copies of Celestial Transformation, key cards to unloading. Triple Mischief of the Time Goddess, probably the best damn card in your deck. 1 copy of Monster Reborn. 2 copies of Desires. You do not want more than 2 of these in your deck. Having too many of these is only going to cause you problems. 2 Ripple copies of Rite of the Valkyries. 1 Soul Charge. Triple Valhalla, of course. And triple copies of Infinite Impermanence. Down here in the extra deck, we have 1 Power Code Talker, 1 Ningrissu, 1 Land Phonicus, 1 Unicorn, 1 Phoenix, 1 Cerberus, triple Hip Hoshingen, 1 Borolo Dragon, 1 Tornado Dragon, 1 Nyarl, and 1 Azathoth. Fun fact here, everybody. Making this and shutting off your opponent's hand traps is fun! And then we have 1 Castel and 1 Dweller. And then the side deck here, we have a Kaiju package of 1 Doggo Man, 1 Gamma Seal, 2 Sphere Mode, 1 Lightning Strike Kaiju, and 1 Interrupt Kaiju Slumber. Along with triple Shared Ride, triple Mind Crush, and triple Solemn Strike. wrapping up this rather crazy list. So guys, what do you think about Valkyries? Do you think they're going to have some success, or do you think this is going to be just purely a fun deck? Please, I encourage comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And I must say, Sebastian, thank you for having actually the chance to even look at this list. Like, this is really cool. I'm actually kind of inspired to want to have some fun with this. Alright guys, I'm out. Peace. The ride never ends, guys. Make sure you enable those notifications to get the latest videos that are being posted on this channel. Make sure you guys check out VanCole40 for my Cardfight Vanguard channel. And join me and House of Champions on the Zodiac Duelist TV Twitch stream. We'll be interacting with our audiences. And please check out No Limit Gaming and LGTCG.com for the cheapest trading cards on the market. Thanks for watching, guys, and please have a good day.